Good afternoon, and welcome to the DFS Army YouTube channel. I'm Razzle11, and you can find me on X at Razzle11Grinds. Going to take a look at some pitching for today, the 7th of July. It is Monday after a holiday weekend. Slow-moving Monday at that. We do have a 9-game main slate ahead of us this evening on DraftKings. Not sure if FanDuel included the 5:40 Central game to make a 10-gamer or not, but I will be looking at DraftKings as that is where a majority of my action is. If you do play on FanDuel, I would cut my pool in half or so. Pricing isn't quite as tight. You don't have to be as creative. It allows you to get the stacks you want with an upper tier-ish pitcher. Now, with all that said and done, it is a first look at the pitching options on the slate. I looked at weather. Doesn't look like we have much to worry about. A little bit of wind. Kansas City, in-game delay risk a little stronger than anywhere else. Definitely just have to pay attention to that because I do like one pitcher in that particular game. After being off of him for a couple of starts, I think we're getting back on the Noah Cameron train. Hopefully, at least, if the weather holds out for us. But let's just jump right into the slate of games. Colorado, Boston. Now, I can almost predict that some sites are going to tell you to play Austin Gomber because he's 4,500. He's not pitching in Coors. I'm going to tell you that he's still Austin Gomber, and I don't really care where he's pitching right now. His one road start did come against Atlanta and was solid enough. But even then, they're 17 fantasy points, didn't pick up the win. Just not interested in, a 16 fantasy point return. I don't really care about a 3.5x performance. The X value multiplier really only works for predictive sports like NBA and NFL. MLB doesn't really have that predictive aspect to it. So I'm going to pass on Gomber. So be it. I can guarantee other sites are going to be pushing him. I do want to consider a little Dick Fitz or Richard Fitz. Has anybody ever asked him if he is okay with being called Dick Fitz or not? I assume not, but still. We pick on Colorado with pitching, even if it's below average pitching. He did face a weak White Sox lineup at one point. Put up just under 20. Didn't get the win in that either, so similar to Gomber, but he still put up more fantasy points. Probably has a little bit more K upside, but there are games where his Ks just aren't there either. I like the matchup. I like picking on Colorado with pitching. I'm willing to go there. K prop of 4.5. Juice is slightly over, thankfully. If the juice would have been under, it would have really pained me, and I might have had to pass on him. Just because we are kind of banking on an increase in Ks out of him in this particular matchup. As you see, Gomber's 3.5 with juice on the under. Not something I'm excited to play. Not really excited to play Fitz either, but it is what it is. Miami, Cincinnati. I am debating Brady Singer. I'm just not sure what to do with him. Obviously, like the matchup was strong against Miami the first time he faced them. He has been at his best when at home, not really allowing a ton of hits, but plenty of base runners, home runs. His home run allowed rate jumps up considerably when at home. There's some things that I just don't like about it. I'm going to have to consider him throughout the day when it comes to putting together my final pool. And I guess because of potential weather in Cincinnati, we don't have a K-prop out of him for right now. Jansen Junk just not going to get there for me. He's actually looked pretty good in 3 out of his last 4. But I'm just not... I'm not going to believe that that's the real Jansen Junk. He had a great matchup against Pittsburgh and absolutely crapped the bed. I'm going to be more interested in the Cincy bats at this point. Toronto and the White Sox. Jose Berrios is going to stand out to us, coming off of an atrocious performance against the Yankees. A couple starts prior to that, super strong. So we do like to see that. Was very strong against the White Sox the first time he faced them. He has been better on the road this season, even though his K numbers are a bit worse. Home runs allowed kind of go up a little bit. One thing that surprised me is K prop is just 4.5, and it's juiced to the under. I don't necessarily like that at all. But he's one of those guys that, he struck out 9 A's, 8 Red Sox, 9 Angels, 8 Red Sox. So, he has the K upside. I guess maybe the White Sox just aren't striking out all that much. Maybe we should check out over at team rankings here and get some K numbers ideas. Recent. On the season, they're bottom third in the league. Last 3, they're the 3 fewest, but they were just in Colorado. They don't strike out as much at home. That's kind of surprising, but still, coming out of Coors as well, I think Berrios is the place to go. I think he'll be fairly popular this evening. See if we have an ownership projection. Just 12.5, under 12.5% right now. It's kind of shocking. So maybe I need to reevaluate where I'm looking just to get an idea. But I will be playing Jose Berrios this evening. Dodgers Brewers, Yamamoto versus Peralta. Right now I would include both guys in my pool. I am debating Peralta. Obviously he's a guy that traditionally has loved pitching at home. So I could see a strong performance, but I just don't know if I want to take a right-handed pitcher against the Dodgers. Yamamoto, on the other side, has some volatility to him. A little more volatile than you like to see, but his numbers are just exceptional on the road so far this season. I will take him this evening, even though Milwaukee's one of those pesky, annoying offenses that we tend to deal with. Peralta, just been solid, right? No just massive performances, but just solid of late. Home numbers, spectacular, like usual, I mentioned before. Not allowing many home runs at home, which is really shocking, considering home runs happen in this ballpark a decent amount. I think they're going to play with Peralta. Yamamoto's K-prop 6.5, juice on the under, but I think that's the top K-prop on the slate, or second with DeGrom. Peralta's 5.5, juices on the over as well. We could see some strikeouts in this matchup, but we also could see a few home runs, and I wouldn't be shocked. Next game, Pitt and Kansas City. Obviously talked about Kansas City and wanting this game to play cleanly because I am going back to the Noah Cameron train. We've been off of it recently after I was on it early in his Major League debut. Now, he has been in the 80s for pitch count, which I don't love. He does have 2 starts over 90, one over 100, actually. And that was a start where he struggled against the Yankees, but still was able to go deeper. I like the spot. We like picking on Pittsburgh. That's a theme. That's all we've been doing. I think he's a very solid play for us this evening. K-pop of 4.5, juices on the over. I like the upside. I just want to make sure that we're going to get, 6 clean innings from a weather standpoint. Andrew Heaney, not somebody I'm considering against Kansas City, coming off of an elite performance against St. Louis, an over 30 spot. Kind of expect him to bounce back in a negative way, pitching on the road where he's been pretty bad. Plus, Kansas City just doesn't strike out. We talk about this all the time. Kansas City, second fewest strikeouts in baseball. At home, they're probably third fewest when it comes to playing at home. Just no interest in going to Andrew Heaney. Cleveland, Houston, I have interest in potentially both pitchers. Initially, I thought I'd probably pass on Colton Gordon, but knowing how Cleveland has struggled offensively recently, it might be a decent spot to consider Gordon. I just don't really love his upside. 20 fantasy points, 21 was his high, and it came with 4 Ks. He had to go pretty clean overall to even get to 20 and 21. I just don't think there's an upside in him or a ceiling, but he's somebody I do have to consider as I dig in more, just because Cleveland's been so rough. Tanner Bybee on the other side, somebody I'm interested in because he does have upside. It is a volatile spot, but Houston coming off of high of a sweep of the Dodgers on the road, Bybee hasn't been super sharp. I kind of expected a better year out of him, but against Detroit, who has the second best record in baseball, it might be the best record now after the Dodgers got swept. Put up over 33 fantasy points, showing what he's capable of doing. He just has a couple other starts over 20. 2 of those came in his last 3. So there is upside. I am interested. He has struggled on the road, which obviously worries me. Home runs have been a huge issue, and that's going to be rough in this ballpark. But kind of want to dig in, because if he's been super strong against righties and had his struggles against lefties, I think he's going to fit into this matchup extremely well. He had brought it up on my other monitor, but he has been hit much harder by lefties. But it's not like righties are struggling against him. OPS is 684 against him. 6 out of the 15 home runs he's allowed have been hit by right-handed bats. Still, I like Bybee's upside, so he is going to be in play for me. Texas and the Angels. I'm going to play both pitchers. DeGrom, best K-prop on the slate against the team that strikes out the most or the second most. I will just gladly go to DeGrom here. No questions asked. The other side, Kikuchi. A ton of upside when things come together. Double-digit strikeouts in 2 out of the last 4. 9+ in 3 out of 4. Throwing the ball ridiculously well right now. Was strong against Texas the first time he faced them. Has been ridiculous at home. His home numbers are just phenomenal. 51 strikeouts, just 6 earned runs allowed in 8 starts. So Kikuchi for me, definitely in play. Both pitchers with K-props of 6.5. Kikuchi's on the under. DeGrom's juice to the over. Arizona, San Diego. Probably a spot I'm going to pass on the pitching. Gallen bounced back and looked elite last time out. But as we saw, San Diego, third fewest strikeouts in baseball, and might have been the fewest when at home. Yeah, fewest strikeouts when playing at home, which is where they're at this evening. So I'm probably just going to have to pass on Gallen. Darvish making his return from the IL through 64 pitches in a simulated game last week. Definitely going to be on some sort of pitch restriction. I just want to play the wait-and-see game with Darvish. Even though I am a little intrigued by the matchup, just because there are some strikeouts. And Corbin Carroll looks a little rusty at the top of the lineup for Arizona. Last game of the night, Philly, San Francisco. Obviously a ballpark I love using pitching in. Just don't think I'm going to get the Landon route. He's at least in consideration pitching in this ballpark because there's some K upside in this matchup. And he's been really good in this ballpark. But it's Christopher Sanchez is the guy that I'm using in this ballpark. Really steady. Reliable. Struck out 12 the first time he faced San Francisco this season. It's been even better when on the road from an ERA standpoint. K rate kind of goes down, but home runs allowed 1 every 26 innings on the road. And pitching in this big ballpark, I could see some Ks kind of not happening because he's pitching a little more to contact. But still a healthy K prop at 5.5. So there we have it. There's our first look at the pitching options. If you enjoy what I bring to you, please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, turn on the notification bell, and get the alert anytime we drop videos here at TFS Army. If you want to join us, get access to our coaches, tools, sheets, Discord, etc. I'll put links in the description below. You can use promo code RAZ, that's R-A-Z, for 10% off monthly. And one other link will be in the description for the created hoodie with my YouTube chat given nickname RazGPT. Link will be down there as well. But Best of luck, everybody, this evening.